Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sumi here with another episode of Slay the Spire. We are almost done with Act 2 on our silent run here. So far, things are going pretty well. We got an early bullet time. We got well-laid plans, which is always nice. We've got 1,000 cuts. Finisher goes pretty well with all this. Our deck synergizes fairly well. We've had great success. But now comes the real test. The only boss that we can apparently face... Champ. Although, I'm not too mad about it, it's fine. We can neutralize him. We can really get a lot of good things going for us right off the bat. I would have liked to get 1,000 cuts earlier. If we can get the jar that allows us to do so later on, I think we'll be really well off. The jar that lets us make it innate, that is. Alright. So I think we're going to bullet time here. I don't, however, think we're going to have any reason to wail just yet. We're going to save that for a rainy day. Okay, he's hitting himself for a lot and us for not very much. Fine by me. We can go ahead and pop our burst. Not that we really needed to. Now our question is it a good time? I guess it's probably a good time to put up a little bit of block and try to get as much of this draw pile out of the way as we can, because it's kind of a bad draw pile for us. So we're going to take a little bit here. We're going to retain Finisher and Piercing Wail, I think. We'll take the 14. He'll take 3. Really, we're just looking for a good setup turn. If we can just keep him weak for as long as possible, I'll be pretty pleased. We are frail, which does kind of hurt. But that's okay. Backflip is coming in somewhat handy, just to be able to keep blur in our hand as much as possible. So let's go ahead and actually do a backflip. Looking pretty good. We're still retaining our Piercing Wail. Looking for the right opportunity to use it. An opportunity that generally comes in the form of him hitting us for most of our health near the end here. So, in response, we're going to go ahead and burst, leg sweep him. So until he purges debuffs, I think we're probably fine. We'll keep Survivor on hand just to be safe. Metallicize. That seems a little bit ridiculous if we're being honest here. But what can you do? We'll go ahead and sweep him. I'll hit him with a blur. And we'll put up enough block to kind of help us out next turn while maintaining these two. This should be a good turn if we can get bullet time and backflip to really lay into him. We didn't get it, but that's still perfectly fine. This will still be a good turn to really deal some damage. Alright, so we're going to get 48 here. Plus the 2. We'll keep these two just to be on the safe side. I think he's going to weaken and frail us again. Weaken and vulnerable, excuse me. But, in response, we can bullet time and hit him pretty hard this turn. I don't actually want to do that. I think we're better off keeping these two in our hand. We do have backflips, so there is a decent chance that we will be able to get our bullet time again early. So that'll be the first card we play next turn, I think. Maybe we'll even burst it if that's possible. Okay, it is. Let's burst the backflip. This isn't exactly what I had in mind, but it is sufficient. Seems like a pretty good place to take advantage of Piercing Whale. And instead of blocking anymore, we're just going to go on him. Let's keep a block and a leg sweep. We're definitely getting a bullet time here in a moment. Our defenses are much better than they usually are. I'm pretty pleased with that. Alright, so what can we do to you here? I think we definitely want to leg sweep you. And honestly, this is probably our best bet. We'll retain a blur and a strike. I don't know if he does a debuff or anything next turn. So this is just about... No, not quite the perfect turn for us. Did we have something? Maybe I'm thinking of a different run. I was thinking we had something that gave us energy every time we shuffled. I think that's a different run. Okay. Might as well backflip. Might as well bullet time. Get a burst going. Really go heavy on the blur. We're looking pretty good. We have a very real chance of getting past Act 2 for the first time as the Silent. I don't really appreciate the 40 damage, but I mean, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm afraid we can't be friends as a result, but you know, I won't hold it against you. We barely made it through, but we did, I think. Let's see what kind of draw we get first. Ladies and gentlemen, just a light clap is all you'll have to give, but a clap would be appreciated. Envenom, cool. After Image, also pretty cool. Which one really goes better with what we're trying to accomplish here? They both go really well. I'd give these both like a 10 out of 10. I think we've got enough defense to not need this. Let's go with Envenom. Our damage is a lot more lacking than our everything else. I guess we'll take Philosopher's Stone. It's kind of scary, but that will definitely give us the opportunity to burst into a backflip into a bullet time. So that being said, I think we're definitely going to take that. Certainly is a lot of combat and a very little bit of rest if we do it that way. Although that might be our only option, realistically. I suppose we could take this route and branch into these question marks for a moment. And then take this route up through here. That'll give us access to 3 different shops. We're against the Time Lord, which is about the worst possible thing that could have happened to us, but here we are. I guess we'll just have to see how things go. 1,000 cuts is great. Well-laid plans is more than welcome. Okay, let's kill the exploder. And with this, we actually don't take any damage, and he's going to hurt himself enough to kill him. We'll keep these on hand, I think. He still hasn't buffed up at all, so we're okay. Maybe we defend and use that to hit him and then do it again. We can defend and probably leg sweep him as well. Then I guess we just do this. Okay. No real reason not to do this. Go ahead and throw up a couple of defends. Fairly straightforward fight. None of these are very good. Okay, our first attempt at a shop. That's cool. At the start of each combat, apply 4 poison. Did we take Envenom? We did. We don't have much to go with it, though. Finesse is good, but we're kind of worried about the Time Lord. I think all of our efforts should be focused on killing the Time Lord. With that in mind, I don't think we can pass on a shuriken. And we'll go ahead and take a defend out of our deck. Do we take Twisted Funnel? I don't know. Nah, we'll save our gold. We've still got 2 shop opportunities coming up. My biggest fear is that we're watering down our powers a bit too much. So let's do something like this. I guess that wasn't necessary. Let's go ahead and drop a finisher on this guy. We'll retain these 2. Okay. Now where does that leave us? I guess we'll bullet time. Still no powers. Pretty unfortunate, honestly. I think we want to go ahead and leg sweep this guy. Hit this guy before he does anything fancy. Huh. Let's retain that. Guess we probably should have retained 2 defense for the bullet time. Well, actually, there's no chance of us getting it. I thought maybe we had a backflip. At least he's going to hurt himself, hurting me. Okay, well there's one of our powers. Pretty unlucky, but... I guess that's a good play. 12 block, huh? Okay, 1,000 cuts for sure. More backflip. Too bad we can't play our bullet time. Let's go ahead and try to kill you, actually, because you're causing some problems. Okay, let's go ahead and end our turn. We'll retain the bullet time, which isn't something we've been doing much, now that I think about it. Okay. This plays out pretty well. Oh, I went a little bit overboard. Looking pretty good. Backstab. How does that fit in? It doesn't. Discard 1, draw 4. I think we actually are going to take an acrobatics. It just makes a bit more sense right now. I think we'll take some question mark paths. $84 gold for a relic? Yeah. Start each combat with 1 dex. Certainly. More than happy to do it. Juzu saved us again. That's always nice. Deal 3, draw 1. We'll take that too, even though I probably shouldn't because of the Time Lord. But we are fortunate enough to at least get an upgrade now. Okay, what are we doing here? Maybe bullet time? But maybe a blade dance. I think bullet time is going to be better, just for those situations where we end up drawing it with only 2 energy, which are few and far between, but existent nonetheless. Upgrade all cards you can no longer heal. I don't think so. Heal to full, cursed. I don't think so. Okay, this takes a bit longer, but let's just go in on it. Pop the Envenom. Maybe we can get... Okay, bullet time's not what I had in mind, but... How about that? I didn't even count, that just happened to work that way. Okay. Now I gotta be careful before things get out of hand here. Let's go ahead and backflip. Burst. But first, do some of that. Alright, we're splitting you right now, actually. Let's double up on the blur, and then we'll just blade dance him. We'll let that poison tick on him. I don't think we're actually going to deal or take any damage here. We're blocking 18. He's not doing anything. Okay. I think we'll actually do this. This seems a little bit ridiculous, but I think it's actually okay. And we'll just keep the leg sweep. If this were a grand finale, I'd be looking so cool right now. This feels pretty good on its own, though. Let's see what we get for a relic. That would be an interesting little something something, but we don't have any curses. This card is discarded from your hand to gain energy. Do we have any reason to do that? Dodge and roll is pretty top tier too, I think. But maybe just another piercing wail is worth it, since we are fighting the Time Lord. What on earth is this giant pile of sentient spaghetti? I'd really prefer it if you didn't. What does he do? Malleable. Come on. Well, probably safe to go ahead and burst a leg sweep on him. Don't need to waste a piercing yet. The reason I'm going so hard on this right now is for the shuriken. Does this reset? It does, good. Upon receiving attack damage, changes its intent. That's kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and pop a blur. Whoa. I think I made a mistake. I've never fought this before. I did not realize it was going to switch to a crazy amount of damage. I hope this doesn't kill me. Man, we really ought to bullet time, but I don't think I can do it. Instead, let's do this to him, and then this. Okay, we've got his intent in a better place than it was. Okay. I really don't like this boss. Can we just, in the future not, can we just kill him next turn? Please? What on earth? Alright, we're gonna have to, like, take double campfires as a result. This boy's terrifying. Probably 1,000 cuts. Maybe a bullet time. Let's stick with that. I'd much rather him just do 3 damage and then we move on with our lives. It's taken me a moment, but I think I'm starting to adjust to what this guy's got going on. I don't love it. It's a tad bit awful, actually. Okay, I'll let you put up some block. Poison's ticking away, so 37 damage. Wowee. Okay. Maybe something like What if we burst a backflip? See if we can get that in our hand. Unfortunately, that consumed one of our uses of the double up ability, but he's 110% dead this turn. It still feels kind of bad though. Terror. Yeah, I think I can terror you. It'll make it easier for us to get Time Lord down a little bit. If your HP is full, gain energy at the start of your turn. I don't see that happening for us, but it's a nice sentiment. We got way too many energy relics. Okay, yeah, bullet time. I think. Let's see, this is going to deal 18 damage to me, allowing them to hit me a lot harder than I'd like. But if I hit him and kill him, it's going to hit 5 times. I'm going to take 15 damage, leaving him to deal 10, 25 damage. I'll take 3 damage total doing this. He'll kill himself, actually. Fabulous. We're looking pretty good. I'm not happy about him buffing up. I probably should have just killed him, actually, now that I look at it, but oh well. This is just basically going to happen on its own now. I don't really have to do a whole lot to it. Basically just playing out my hand as much as I can for the sake of maximum possible damage. Okay. You might be seeing a trend here. So far, so good. So we just need to play one of anything next turn and he's done. He hasn't decided to start hitting yet, which is pleasant. Okay, and there it is. I don't know if I can, in good conscience, play another Piercing Wail. You know what? For the sake of the turtle game, let's do it. Piercing Wail is just so strong. I mean, why not, right? It's basically a free turn. Gambling chip. I'm kind of feeling like I gotta. How about yes? I think our future is going to depend on that. Which means I can go to this campfire for sure. This question can't kill us. We'll just lose 4 max HP there, I don't care. And of course there's nothing we can do here. Okay, let's take our last heal. We're going into this with a fresh 85. Alright. With Gambling Chip in hand, we venture forth. Let's go ahead and do it like this. What do you think? I'm like determined to get 1,000 cuts turn 1. I'm also determined to make this work exactly the way I want it to. Or almost, at least. There's our bullet time. Okay, yeah, this is fine. He's gonna deal a bit of damage to himself. I think he does purge and heal. This is our first time fighting the Time Lord on this save file, and I haven't played outside of it in a very long time, so there's a very good chance that I'm making a lot of mistakes. I probably shouldn't have kept bullet time, actually. Instead, we'll leg sweep. We will 6, 12, 18, huh? Maybe we ought to. I think we probably actually want to save our bullet time. Let's just hit him, and we're gonna say it's okay for it to end our turn here. Let's keep bullet time on hand, and also piercing wail. So he's going to deal 9 to us. We don't really care too much. Slow and steady, right? Okay, this is fine. I'll take this. Okay, gotta watch the clock. Actually, we don't need to watch the clock. This is perfect. How about that? Okay, you can hit me for 8. That's fine. We will piercing wail him. Don't really like that card. He's not going to do anything to us. There's no chance of us bursting him before he does that reset, unfortunately. So we're just going to try to preserve a couple of things until then. We can honestly get away with saving Terror for a while, I think. So actually, I'm going to do that. We're going to retain Terror until after he does his thing, I think. This is going to cause a lot of problems right here. I don't know what he's doing right now. Maybe we will go ahead and burst. Leg sweep. Oh, that was a mistake. Terror and piercing wail. Okay, so there it is. We'll go ahead and discard this. We'll go ahead and drop a terror on him. We'll go ahead and do a wail too. 12, 24, 36. So this becomes a very good chunk of his health. I think we kind of are obligated to do that. Just carry over the defense. So really we just need to survive next turn and then we're probably okay. That's a lot of damage you're doing there, sport. However, much less now. Six and 9, so we're gonna stack on 15. He's barely going to hurt us. So, because of that, let's do this. We'll actually carry over the blur. 36? I was lied to. 97 health. I don't see us being able to do that this turn. We will definitely find out. It's not what I meant to play. So he's gonna deal 39. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, we live it with 6 health left. I'd given up hope for a moment there. I thought for sure we were done. And then suddenly we come out on top thanks to these spiky boys. Okay. Let's give it a nice little poke. 669. Very pleasing. Squirming and bleeding. We have won 2 in a row. 3 total. And we've only... that was our second unlock on this character. But we already had that. What? What? Tiny Chest is kind of trash. Smiling Mask is kind of amazing, at least in my opinion. Okay, well, we unlocked a couple of things. I'm still not quite sure I understand how the relic unlocks work, since it's the second time we've gotten something that we just played, but... right back to the title screen we go. Oh, right, I forgot about this. I did some research. I found out this unlocks a 4th act that was not available when I played, involving a heart. So I guess we're going to try and win as the defect next, if at all possible, and we can jump right into trying to kill everything in the 4th act. But, as always, thanks for joining me, guys. I really appreciate your time, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.